Before that, let me introduce myself. I'm Humaydi bin Hassan, moderator of today's webinar. Very good morning to everyone. Welcome to our session today, Young Professional, Your Career, Your Future. I must admit that I'm excited for this webinar. Due to the pandemic, webinar is the new normal that we have adopted in higher education. Instead of having physical face-to-face seminar, the industry has also changed, adapting to the situation and actually accelerated digitization. The question of today will be focused on potential skills and knowledge in construction industry, diversification of the profession, and self-enrichment to develop a top-tier graduate in the job market. We have a wonderful opportunity today to hear from the expert and construction leaders, certainly to share some insight with us. Let me start by introducing our distinguished panelists. First is Surveyor 1 Ainun Zuraiha. She is an active member of Royal Institution Surveyors Malaysia and currently sits as a councillor. She was the chairman of QS Division, Secretary General, and recently chaired the 23rd PAQS Congress Organizing Committee that was held in Kuching, Sarawak. Besides, she was also involved in Construction Cost Committee for CIDD and RISM. Graduated in degree of Quantity Surveying from University of Salford, UK. She has also obtained a postgraduate diploma in arbitration from College of Estate Management UK and the certificate of adjudication run by AIAC. With experience of over 28 years as a consultant to us, she is a founder of consultancy practice of AI Consult, established since year 2000 with offices in Kuala Lumpur and Penang. Her practice in Kuala Lumpur combines quantity surveying, architecture, and interior design under one roof. Our next panelist is Surveyor Masnizan Cik Mat, who is a professional quantity surveyor under BQSM and also professional technologist under MBOT. He is currently director at the Environment Academy, a training consultant, and also director of operation at Orbital Space Sdn Bhd, a satellite development and project management company. He was a former associate professor, Department of QS Unimas, and former senior lecturer at Center of Studies for QS, University Technology Mara, UiTM, Shah Alam. He holds diploma in quantity surveying, Bachelor of Quantity Surveying, and Master in Facilities Management from UiTM. Besides working as a full-time academician since 2007 with UiTM, Surveyor Masnizan also actively involved handling few projects as a senior quantity surveyor and also a project manager. In July 2010, Surveyor Masnizan had been appointed as a Deputy Director Commercial for Private Finance Initiative Section, UiTM Development Office, to handle 15 CFI projects worth 5 billion ringgit, which had been fully completed. Without further ado, let's start with our first question. As we all know, COVID-19 has affected many industries, including construction. From your experience, can you share with us how has the pandemic affected consultant companies and other construction players? Did it give any impact and changes to the quantity surveying work practice? Perhaps we can start with Surveyor Ainun.
Thank you, Cik Humaydi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to everyone here joining this webinar. Thank you for inviting me here. Although it's the last minute, but I think hopefully I can share my experience for the last 3 months going through this pandemic in terms of doing QS work. Yes, as you all know, because of this pandemic, there's a lot of things that has happened, and good or bad, I think we have to go through it. Actually, a lot of things when they announced that we're supposed to be like MCO, right? Everybody has to like stay at home and cannot come out and things like that. Actually, time I think stood still in that sense, especially on the construction line. Only the essential work that actually can proceed, but a lot of us are actually doing like projects like housing. You know, there's surplus of supply of houses, commercial, also I think surplus, hotels now also closing. So all those non-essential actually totally cannot work. So I think it affected not just consultants lah. It affected I think all the related uh, organizations that are related to the construction, which is contractors, consultants, suppliers, subcontractors. It's really affecting all of us. So I think the new norm that everybody did is to work from home. But as you know, construction, not all that you can work from home. Consultants maybe can, but construction at the end of the day, you still have to go to the site and you have to do the work at site. So yes, would it give any impact? Of course. So I think as we go along to the questions later, we actually have to navigate through new things on how we actually start doing work. And as for me, I would probably explain, because I'm from the consultant side, on how the consultants actually deal with it.
So I know, do you find any difficulty in that changes, and what is the most challenging experience faced during MCO and the phase after that?
Actually, when you announced during the starting of the MCO, I was not even in the country. So that is like one problem already. I have to rely on the staffs to do what is right, to actually make sure work can actually still proceed even when it's work from home. And I think, as you see, our main problem is actually the IT, the internet. We say we can work from home, but now it's as shown just now. Sevilla Mas Nizan want to speak also. You know, if you don't have the right environment, you can't really proceed with whatever that you think can work from home. I still think office is best lah. So unless IT network can develop and make it better and make this 4G, 5G everywhere, yes. If not, it's very difficult. Very difficult. I think maybe Sevilla Mas Nizan now can test.
I think Sevilla Mas Nizan can. Yep, it's clearer now. Yes, it's clearer now. You can start, sir. How does the pandemic affected consultant, QS company, and other construction players?
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear my voice?
Okay, very clear.
Okay, distinguished lecturer and students. First thing, it is my great pleasure and very honored to be in this forum today. Thank you for the invitations.
Yeah.
All right, so QS was categorized as a professional service provider in the construction industry. So therefore, when the entire ecosystem of construction industry being affected by COVID-19 pandemics due to the MCO and whatnot, so QS consultant also being affected. So in our consultant, currently we have a project in Pengerang that we will start we are working with the the contractor from Indonesia for some development project in Pengerang that we started in January this year. So we are in the process of finalizing the design and also finalizing the cost with our client. So when this thing happen, it will affect and the entire project. And right now we just slowly started because of the MCO has been lifted slowly, but still we had a problem because our main contractor from Indonesia cannot come into Malaysia to do a lot of things. We need to negotiate with our client and so on. So it will give impact to our works as consultants. And also in terms of practice during the MCO, similar to other firms, we have to work from homes, and for us that is less efficiency when come to the work at home, because a lot of coordination need to be done.
Hmm. Uh, Perhaps Surveyor Mas Nizan, can you explain to us what is the most challenging experience you faced during MCO and the phase after that?
One of the most challenging part is because as you know that QS is one of the uh, members in the project design teams. So so the nature of the QS work in the project, we will work in the teams and we need to coordinate. So normally we have to do some coordination meeting to have the to look into the drawings, to coordinate between the BQ preparation and also the design from the concern. So the most challenging part for us is in terms of the design team coordinations, because when we work from home, it become less efficient, and there is a lot of problems when it comes to the finalizing the design and also the when it comes to the BQ preparations.
Alright, so the most challenging is design team coordination. Alright, we move to the next question. Next is QS is known as a contract expert in construction. Even the architect will refer to QS for contractual issue. Hence, we would like to know what contractual issue arise when construction was allowed to commence after the MCO, and how does QS play their role in this situation? Maybe we can start with Surveyor Ainun.
Okay, I think yes, QS is the contract expert for the projects. Of course, the main important one, I think, and the most webinar during the MCO that talk about is EOT. What do we do with the EOT? How do we create the EOT? Things like that. So because of the MCO, luckily that the government specify the dates from the beginning until the end and whatever it is. So it's good that more or less the government has agreed that EOT will go from whatever the dates are. But of course, there's a lot of people who still wanted to start the work early, and all this actually they are incurring extra costs in order to start early, because they have to make sure the workers are all tested for the COVID-19 and things like that. So there's an argument about whether they can claim this amount, because people would not want to start work if the workers will be get the coronavirus and things like that. The employer will have to get a lot of time to actually either pay fines and things like that. So they have to make sure that the working environment is actually fit for the starting of the work. So things are still going on on the claim of the extra cost of who will bear the cost. Because of course the client does not want to bear, and the contractor thinks if they have to bear it, it's also unfair to them. So I think that is the QS will have to look at the project per se and maybe work on it. Because I think some projects where it contracted is just for that project, I think the client would still consider paying part of it. But of course, if the contractor is doing a lot of other projects, then maybe it's not fair to put the cost on the client, right? And also because of the EOT, I think the government projects already said that they will not pay for the loss and expense. So because as they say, it's also not the government's fault. So, but on the PAM form, I think there is still a room for argument. So, of course, we just started work after this MCO, so we will have to see lah. So, but I think QS is the one who will be very busy looking into all these claims and how working on what needs to be paid or what can be paid to all these claims.
Okay, similar with what has been said by the Surveyor Wan Ainun, that one of the major contractual issue is about extension of times due to the suspension of works, instruction due to the MCO, and then it will give some arise issue of the potential claims. Okay, that's why the government has come up with some instruction with regard to the issues of the extension of time and also the about loss and expense. Okay, this is due to the restrictions of the numbers of workers and so on. There is also an issue of the when the MCO has been lifted and then construction project has been given permission to start the works. There is an issue of the additional costs due to onerous preventive and control measure. So so this is also one of the issue when the government start to impose the control measure and also the some onerous preventive regulations. So in terms of the QS role here, so definitely QS is become the most important party or the most important person in the project, whereby now is where you need to manage and determine the entitlement of the contractual agreements, entitlements of the whether the contractor can get the EOT. Definitely they can get EOT, but the quantums, and then to determine the quantum of the loss and expense, so that the QS need to play an important role here to become a good contract manager, a good contract management consultant in advising the issue with regard to the EOT and also the additional costs and loss and expense issues.
Right. So the problem arises such as EOT, potential claims, and additional costs for screening of COVID-19. Perhaps Surveyor Mas Nizam can give your insight. What opportunities do you see after learning the experiences faced during MCO?
Okay, for us as the QS consultants, okay, because of the MCO, because of the COVID-19, there is a opportunity that the QS can offer the service virtually, across border, QS professional service virtually, so that it now the MCO can give the good advantage to those QS company or consultant that using the cloud-based software. So it allow the data integrations. It allow the data integration, borderless business and so on. So so this is give a good opportunity that we can offer our service virtually using the cloud-based software.
Okay, Surveyor Ainan, any opportunities do you see after learning experiences?
Yeah, I agree with Surveyor Mas Nizam actually. I one of those people who prefer face-to-face meeting all these times. But because of the MCO, like we are forced, like I'm forced to go through all these virtual platforms of meetings and things like that. So, and then I noticed that I see potential. We can actually do a lot of things, not necessarily to be physically there. You can even do valuation. Now, during the MCO, my office had to do a few valuations because they submitted just before the MCO. So we did the valuation virtually. So how do we do that? We have the contractor to take not just photos, but even drones, and more details are even going inside the rooms or inside the building to actually show the status of the work that they have done, things like that. Meetings, of course, we have been doing it all online, and you can do projects overseas. In other words, you don't have to be there. Maybe out of that 12 meetings, you can just attend 2 or 3 physically, but the rest can be conducted. Yeah, that's the good part of this.
So the opportunity you see here is virtually cloud-based software and virtually platform. Now we would like to see the comment of the students in the website. In the beginning, we have asked them what the essential skills they need to develop to survive post-COVID-19. As you can see there, the big words are soft skills, communication, and adaptability. Hence, we would like to know from the industry players' perspective, is the skills really crucial in the industry, as the student mentioned, and what skills and competency that employers look among fresh grads, especially after the COVID-19, to secure a job. Surveyor Ainan, can start.
It's good that I see 2 out of the 3 words that are big there are actually in my list. I put there adaptability and communication because I think those two are important because of those virtual things or virtual work, right? If you don't have the adaptability to do all this through IT, it's very difficult. And if you don't know how to communicate or get people to understand you because you cannot explain it. Like now, I cannot see the people who are listening to me, so I have this only one-way communication. It's a bit difficult. So I hope whatever that I say, people can understand. We because I can't really gauge from here whether they can understand what I'm saying or not. So things like that, yes, it's important. Um,
Right.
yeah, maybe.
So what skills and competency that employers look among fresh grads? May I know?
Sorry.
What skills and competency does employer look for among fresh grads? Among fresh grads.
Okay. Skills.
So the
To me,
communication and adaptability.
COVID-19 or not, for staff, when I want to appoint staff, I always look for people who are actually willing to learn, who are actually adaptable. So things like that, COVID-19 or not, that's still what I'm looking for. So that to me, people who are willing to learn, they can do a lot more things. They can explore a lot of things. So things when they are willing to explore, when we have to go through new things like now, we have to go through virtual work and things like that. They know how to actually can do this because I think at the end of the day, the young folks have many ideas. People like me don't really understand IT somehow, not as good as these people. So I expect that they can teach and they can also give the input from what they have actually go through and learn from their whatever that they have gone through when they are actually doing this.
Alright, understood.
So the skill would be something to learn lah.
So they must have willing to learn and also be tech savvy or in IT. Today, Mas Nizan, any insight on this?
Okay, can you hear my voice?
I can.
Okay, all right. All right, beside acquiring the hard skill that need to be acquired by the QS, which is the QS core competency. First thing first, as a QS student, you need to acquire the core competency of QS work, taking off, cost reporting, valuation, contract management, cost forecasting, etc., etc. Beside that, what the new skill and the new competencies that need to be acquired, definitely this is about the you develop and build up your skill on the soft skill, definitely on the communication, the teamworks, analytical, okay, leadership, the public speaking, because when the work is done virtually, you need to have a good public speaking skill so that you can communicate well with the other team members that on the virtual base. And also the for me that another skill that you need to acquire that to be a good QS in future, it is the adaptability, which is you can work anywhere, you can work with any employers, you have a globally minded and culturally aware, and also you are able to succeed in any environment. So that is about the adaptability that you need to acquire to be a good future QS.
Alright. So adaptability and hard skill and soft skills. So before we move to the next question, I would like to inform the student that they can start write down any question that they have in mind using the same website link. So we'll have a Q&A session in the end of this webinar. Alright. Now we would like to go in details, and I would like to ask Mas Nizan, as an academia, what would be the new knowledge that requires further research to enhance the quantity surveyor profession?
Just to, I'm no longer as a lecturer. I'm no longer as a lecturer, but I'm still serving the university as a part-time lecturer just for the master student in University Malaya and also the UIT at the UITMs. For the past, I think, for the past 1.5 years. Okay. Okay. Going back to the questions, that what are the knowledge that require further research to enhance the quantity surveying profession? So definitely, when we're talking about now we are in IR 4.0, and then we are moving towards the IR 5.0s. So that the new knowledge, definitely, number one is what's the most important is a BIM knowledge. You should have the BIM knowledge to know knowledge about the BIM the BIM knowledge about the merit and demerit of BIM knowledge, the application of BIM, and so on and so forth. And also the new knowledge areas that need require further research is about the data security and also the information management. So because we are toward on the virtual based, cloud based, so these are the important thing that you need to acquire. Another research area or another knowledge area that is about the actuarial scale, knowledge about insurance, okay, and then the supply chains research area on the gas and petrochemical engineerings, investment analysis. And one of the thing that if you look into my our company is a orbital space. We are the first company in Malaysia that providing the project management for satellite development. So orbital space is a company that I formed together with the adjunct professor of surveyor Dr. Mazlan Cik Mat. Right now we are in doing the project management and value engineering for the space engineering and also the satellite development. Because when we're talking about IR 4.0, that is about the using the space engineering, using the satellite as one of the communication tools. So the knowledge that we acquire from the construction industry now we utilize in the space engineering and also the satellite development for and then for that space engineering we are working with the Japanese university and also the Russian company, and as well as the from the Thailand. Okay.
Sounds interesting for space engineering to be implemented in construction and project management. Okay, so I know. What's your suggestion do you have for the students who plan to venture into other industries besides construction with the application of QS knowledge?
I think because of this of course the SSV model
But then maybe the internet connection not so good.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Can you repeat your point? Yes.
Okay. Because of the you hear that?
Okay, can.
Okay, because of the pandemic, I noticed that IT has been very important in all our work. So I actually have pushed some universities to introduce coding, to learn coding to students, basic coding. So because I think the students
Yeah.
can you hear that?
Okay.
Okay, when the students know a bit about coding, maybe they can actually even do new software apps and things like that, useful for the QS industry or even construction industry. I think that could be one of the things that can do into. So it's actually to develop a lot of software and readily available. So I think in Malaysia, we don't have that many of those kind of things. Cannot just be measurement. US there's a lot more work. Maybe we even can have to do with ADR software that people can search for problems and what are the cases and things like that. Things like that, I think we can find mention. That's just an example.
Alright. Okay, we move to the next question. Shubay Mas Nizan, as a director of two companies, will it be a good idea to start business in construction industry during this pandemic? What's your opinion on this?
Okay, thank you for the questions. In my opinions, that it's good to start a business during the pandemics. Okay, but you have to find what is the loophole during the construction and see what they need. When people start to realize that there is some gap, there is some gap when people start from home, people start to work virtually. It's about providing a good data management, providing a good data security and information management. So if you are looking to work in the new business, one of the things is about the data management, information management, and data security. One of the areas that if you want to start a business is another industry that you can say that is give a good return is about facilities management. Because when there is no new building being constructed, new infrastructure being constructed, what left is about to maintain and to manage that facilities. So with the knowledge that QS acquire, that you can start to apply a QS competency, skill and knowledge in the facilities management, because there is some similarity from the construction industry and also facilities management industry. Some similarity because it's just a continuation from what has been constructed, and now we need to manage the facility until the facility been demolished. So another areas that is about providing the because in Malaysia we have just a few company that provide the facilities management consultant. So this is a good opportunity for the QS to be part of the QS consultants. The facilities management consultants because we can still apply our skill, our knowledge in the facilities management. All right.
So students, instead of considering facilities management, also will be a top trend in the future, as Mas Nizan stated just now. Now we are in the stage of recovery from COVID-19 lockdown, and some are still working from home. And I personally see this as a good trend, where home is now becoming the office. In your opinion, Surveyor Ainun, how will the QS profession in the future if most work can be done online? And do you think there's high potential for local-based QS company to offer QS services internationally?
Of course, even now I think a lot of companies are going to overseas. So now that you know that the platform is reliable and can even more over those things. So yes, I see potential in those. And QS can be doing a lot more other things as in the future.
And then, how can local QS consultant be competitive in international markets, Surveyor Ainun?
As far as I know, US students, especially, get jobs from overseas everywhere, right? So that alone, I think, sets the standard of Malaysian US grads, which is quite good. And I think in general, QS from Malaysia in general are quite competitive in the world US industry. Our people are actually working everywhere in the world, and I think they will survive and they even lead in certain organizations. I have friends in Riyadh, Jeddah, Middle East, a lot, even in US and UK. So I think it's just up to our limits. If we think there's a limit, then we can't do it. But in general, even during the PAQS was just recently last year, and we know from the standard that our papers that presented are also just as good, if not better, than papers presented by overseas speakers. So I don't think that is a problem in that sense. We are well.
So Malaysia, right? So Malaysia has a very competent and talented QS to provide services internationally. Perhaps Mas Nizan have any insight on this?
Okay. For the local QS consultant to be competitive in the international market, first thing first that you have to do some research, and you need to understand the nature of the international market before you can venture into the international market. It's very crucial for the local consultant to understand the international standard practice. What is the international standard practice? And then you need to use the adapted business skill, which is the adaptations of the international culture. You need to understand the working behavior. So because of we need to go into the borderless business. So the adaptations of the or we call it as an adapted business model is very important, because we cannot go and venture into international market without understand clearly about the culture and working behavior. There is some backstory of the local QS contractor that work in the international project in Sudan and other places, and they end up with they become a bankrupt due to so the main reason behind the failure is about the failure to understand the culture and working behavior of that country. So for me, if you want to understand, we want to venture international market, and then you want to provide a service, a QS service. So the most important thing is to do the thorough research and understand the culture and working behavior and the practice of the international market or the country that you want to offer your QS services.
So compete with the international, we have to first do well research and understand the culture of the other country. In your opinion, should be known, what kind of issue that QS student or fresh graduates will encounter in the changes of construction industry and economy, and some advice concerning how to cope with these changes?
I think in general, even before this COVID-19, supposedly they say that there's a lack of prospects, lack of jobs currently in the market. So I think because of this COVID-19, it's made worse. I keep receiving a lot of people sending resumes, looking for work, and some has not worked for a couple of years. So I think it's tough. So these are the things that probably the graduates will face also in the coming few months. So my advice on how to cope with this is actually, if you can't find work, one, I think if you can have the opportunity to just have some experience, even at a lower pay, just take it, so that you get some experience in your resume, because that is more important than actually better pay. So that with that experience that you have, you can actually go higher or better, or get a better offer somewhere else maybe. And another thing is, even if while you're doing all that, why don't you also try and specialize or even learn more about what you like, about what you like in your US sort of scope of work. So for example, maybe you like about facilities management, learn more about it, or even so that you can actually go to some place and you have the knowledge. So you might not have the full experience. You can actually tell that you are willing to do this, you can do this, and this. Or talk about, or even if you like about uh, the EDR, the alternative dispute. So if you can be an mediator or adjudicator, so learn about it so that you can also tell the employer later, oh, I have learned about this, I actually can do this, and I like this. So you have that in your CV. I think that will be how you try and cope with the probably tough times ahead.
So the QS student can also learn more about QS scope of work and other like facilities management and ADR. Very much Nizan, maybe while the students looking for a job or for semester break, there's a need for upskilling among the students. Do you have any suggestion on what pre-learning courses can the QS student enroll to upskill themselves?
Okay, to cope with the change due to the economic situation, world economic situation, and also due to the change of demand in the construction industry and other industry. So the student need to first thing first, they have to take time to watch and learn and understand the change, and recognize and also appreciate the new threats. So that when you do that, you have to work, you understand the change clearly, you understand the threats due to the change. You have to acquire a new skill and competencies, which is you need to keep learning and learning. So definitely when the MCO is been during the MCO, there is a, you can look into the FB and also other social media, that there is a lot of the learnings tool, or also the learning service provider that provide a free learning, a free online learning course. Okay, so definitely we're talking about University of Washington, Harvard, and so on. But in Malaysia itself, we have the one of the I think that is provide a good and free online courses is openlearning.com. So openlearning.com provide various series of the online courses that you can participate and get acquire a new knowledge from that online courses. And of course, I'm now during the COVID, I am taking the diploma in project management from the Shaw Academy. Okay, because we have a lot of free time, so that I'm enrolled into the shawacademy.com to take the diploma in project management, just to learn about the project management, because my mission is, after this I want to get my PNP certification, project management professional certification. So there is a lot of the online course, free online courses that the student can enroll, either locally and internationally. So it's depend on what kind of the new skill, but whether you like it or not, you have to acquire a new skill and competencies. Okay, because in the future there is a demand on the IT driven skill. Okay, so you have to acquire that. So by enroll into the online courses that available free, and some of the courses that you need to pay some very little fees. So this will help you to get more knowledge, and you can build up your skill toward the IT driven skill, for example.
So the students cannot just stick with the skill that they have now, and they have to upskill, especially in the IT driven of the 4.0 industry evolution. We almost come to an end. Perhaps Surveyor Ainon, can you give a piece of advice to the student about today's topic?
I don't know, maybe the whole thing sounds very difficult and new, but what I want to say here is actually not to worry too much. At the end of the day, I think at least for the Muslims, they believe inshallah ada rezeki, you can find work, it shouldn't be too worried and more stressful about it. Firstly, as we mentioned earlier, skill yourself, take your time to learn. That may not necessarily be formal. Informal learning can also be one of it. And also, if you can maybe learn additional languages, you never know when it'll come useful to you, things like that. So I think not worry, be happy, inshallah, uh, things will, I mean, we'll look for job and hopefully you'll find some luck in
Hmm. Alright. Sudin Suzan, any piece of advice for the students?
Okay. First thing first, that as a QS student and QS graduate in future, so you need to acquire a core competency of QS. Okay, you need to acquire a core competency of QS, and after that, when you acquire your core competency of QS, you now after that you are working on your soft skill and other skill. So to understand the whole things, to make you successful in the future, you need to understand the whole ecosystems. You need to understand the whole ecosystem of the constructions. There is a lot of opportunity when it comes to the supply chain. Okay, if you're working in the gas and petrochemical engineering or industry, there is a need of a QS, the competency of QS in the entire supply chain. So that's the first thing that you need to acquire the core competencies, and then you need to be adaptive. Okay, you need to be being adaptive, build your competence, build your confidence, uh, and for me that as a conclusion for me that to be a good QS in the future, you need to be first technically proficient. Number two is you are socially engaged, and these two things I call as a hybrid social QS, which is the you are uh, having a good proficient in technical, and also you are socially engaged and also being adaptive. So to all the students, good luck in your future undertaking. Hopefully you can find a good job, and you can keep learning and keep learning, so that you can build up your specialization or your niche area. People now looking for the something that having a specialization. You are QS, so what is different between other QS? So you need to build up your specialization. Maybe you are very good in IT, and so on. So you need to build up your niche area and also your specializations. Work toward specializations. Thank you.
So students need to differentiate themselves from the others to be at the top tier of the graduates. I think that's a beautiful place to close at the moment, and it's a true honor to be here today with both of you. Next, we would like to proceed with Q&A session, and for
Okay, thank you, Homaidi. Hi, I am Mayuri, and I will be taking over for the question and answer session. The first question, I would like to direct it to Surveyor Mas Nizan. In your opinion, what's your recommendation on fresh graduates, whether to work with a consultant, contractor, or others? And if others, do you think it's more interesting than when working with consultant or contractor? Surveyor Mas Nizan?
Okay, thank you for the questions. For me, that in my opinion is doesn't matter you want to work with consultants and contractor. Both sides you can apply your QS skills. If you want to understand, or you want to acquire a skill of the contract management from the client side, maybe it's a good place for you to work with the consultants. Okay, but if you want to be the work with the contractor, you need to have the skill of the good construction management, and understand more on the constructions design, and understand more on the site supervision, to understand more about the claim related issue with the project. So both sides having advantage and disadvantage. So it's depend on your preference, that because some of the student, they when come to the selection whether to work with the consultants and the contractor, they are dependent on their experience during their practical sections. When they practical, do their industrial training with the consultants. So maybe if you ask them, which you prefer, I prefer the consultants. Okay, if you ask that, but thing can go vice versa, because they say that, oh, working with consultant, you have to work overtime, you have to sleep in the office and so on. So that I'm prefer to work with the contractor, or I prefer to work with the on the client side. So no matter in consultants or in the contractors firms, you still can get the experience. You can still can apply your knowledge and skill. You can learn a lot of things to build up your QS skill. But for me, the most preferred for me, if you want to have to learn a true and good skill in the QS, you should work with the consultants, because we follow the procedure and process. Work with a contractor, you sometimes you don't follow the process. As long as your project can be completed, you can get paid. That is a contractors.
Okay, thank you, Surya Mas Nizan. So it depends on what would you like to specialize more in, and also their past factor also gives in a factor to what they would choose in the future, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you, Surya Mas Nizan. So we'll move on to the next question. So how do you see the future of quantity surveying profession, and also any other fields that quantity surveying students can involve besides the construction industry? Maybe Surya Ainun would like to elaborate more on this.
I think US already quite diversified a lot, right? For this while, we not just construction. There's a lot of things that are involved. I think one good example is like our Fong from QS become lawyer, then become judge, like that. So, what you can involve, I think the sky is the limit. You can actually just do anything you want. Whatever the degree that you have now, to me, is just is a starting point. But me, I actually like to ask a lot. I really love doing QS work. So I can't see myself doing any other thing other than QS. Be it in the consultancy or anything related as well. So, but to tell people that from here you can become anything you want. That's how I see how powerful once you have a test.
Okay, thank you, Surya Ainun. So we can also venture into law later on once starting QS profession, depending on our interest. Okay, thank you, Surya Ainun. We'll move on to the next question. Okay, maybe this question I would like to forward it to Surya Mas Nizan. How would you advise those students who may have lost interest in quantity surveying after 3 years of studying them? What would be your advice for these students?
Okay. No matter what kind of degree you are in, okay, as a student, you should get your degree first, okay, and after that you decide whether you want to be a QS, or you want to be an entrepreneur, or you want to venture into other business. Okay, I think that sometimes the student lost interest in QS is due to some experience in maybe when they go to industrial training, they look, wow, the QS job is very tough, very time demanding, and so on. So from that experience, maybe 6 months or one semester, they say that, oh, this is not my way of life. This is not my life. I need to, and after that, they say, oh, I need to do a lot of work in studios, do some take it off, need to do very meticulous works. Every detail need to do. So, I think that's depending on your preference. We have the situation where the student lost the interest in QS after so many occasions. So but my advice that get yourself graduated first, and and after that you choose your career and your area that you want to ventures.
Okay, thank you, Surya Mas Nizan. So when we do our practical, which is mostly 3 months to 6 months, it's too short for us to judge what the lifestyle would really be like until we actually start working, right? Okay, thank you, Surya Mas Nizan. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, I would like to direct this question to Surya Ainun. How's the contractual provision in PAM and PWD towards MCO related claims, or any grounds or relevant events that contractors can use to apply for successful claims of EOT and LND?
I think this question actually will entail another webinar, another 1 hour webinar. Can't be just shortly. But as for the EOT, I understand that a few processes can be used. I can't recall offhand, but I know it's something to do with some, I think what in the contract laws or something like that this enemy is even bigger, or even there is the government's instruction. So those processes can be used as the EOT claim. And on top of that, I think if there are really is a specific I can't remember what, a specific flyer or specific notification on this EOT for government projects. So I think that those classes use it for the claims, for the EOT. As for the LND, in the same notification from the government, they say that no pass lah, whatever the short of time that is given. But in any form of contract, there was some arguments even that I had WhatsApp. They say that it's a bit unfair for certain things that you don't consider the loss and expense. So we are going through the per item on what can be claimed. So it's actually more related to claim, then we have to go through one by one. Yes. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Surya Ainun. Now moving on to the next question. Okay, maybe Surya Mas Nizan would like to elaborate more on this. Is it recommended to get the SR title or CQS, PQS title upon graduation? How significant would this be? Any difference in terms of salary or service fees charged with and without the title?
Okay. Being a professional, you need to get your professionally certified. Okay, so you need to work toward to get your professional certifications and get registered with the relevant authority like the Board of Quantity Surveyors Malaysia. Get yourself registered with the RSM, RSCF International. So it's very recommended that you need to start to work when you start working either with the contractors or with a consultant or with the clients agencies. You need to put your mission and vision to get yourself certified and get registered. Maybe 2 or 3 years after your graduation. So you should put this is your journey. So you have to put your timeline. You put your you have to get you have to draft your milestones that after my graduations I will need to get my registration with the professional bodies, because as a professional you need to get registered, and when you get registered, definitely in terms of the salary scheme there is a difference between your colleague that not registered. So and then you can towards how maybe you want to have your own open up your own consultant firm, but you need to get registered first. But in Malaysia, Board of QS Malaysia now enforce the 2-tier registration. Get yourself professional registered QS, which is PQS, and then after that, maybe 2 or 3 years after that, you can enroll to get yourself to get your CQS. Because you want to open up your consultant, you have to have your CQS, which is the consultant QS.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Surya Mas Nizan. So that's about it for our Q&A session. I would like to thank both Surveyor Ainun and Surveyor Masnizan for answering our questions. So with that concludes for our webinar. I'm sure all of us have learned a lot from this. As for final year students, perhaps all of you have better ideas on how to enhance yourself, equip yourself to join the industry soon. And for the first years and second years, you can upskill yourself with what the speakers have shared with us to be more prepared for the future. We'd like to remind all participants to answer our feedback form by scanning the QR code that we have shared in our link, in our slide, as well as the link that we have shared in our feedback form. So in our chat box, sorry, so that we can improve ourselves better in case there was any thoughts or concerns that you would like to address, so that we can improve any areas that we may have lacked in, so that we can provide the best for everyone. And also, we'd also like to request everyone to turn on their cameras right now so that we can have a virtual group photo. Okay, thank you everyone. Now nearing the end of our session. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to thank Surveyor Masnizan and Surveyor Ainun for taking your time and joining us to share your knowledge and expertise with us. We would also be sending a token of appreciation for joining us today. Also, thank you to all the participants for joining us today, and hopefully this has been a sharing session all of us would remember and apply in the future. With that, we end our webinar today, which is Young Professionals, Your Future, Your Career. Thank you everyone for joining us.